Am I the asshole for preventing my husband from taking in his nephews? I'm going to give a trigger warning for talks of murder and suicide. My husband, 32 male, and I, 28 female, have been married for 2 years and together for 5. Until now, I would have said that we had the perfect relationship. But right now, it seems like that's over, and I'm not sure who the asshole is, if anyone. I grew up in a really bad, abusive, and neglectful situation. I've been to therapy and done the work, but there are still some issues that are just going to be permanent, I think. The two relevant here are that I need to have a calm, safe living space that is mine to function, and I do not do well around children. I don't hate children, but I was forced into raising 7 siblings and step-siblings while I was still a kid myself and will never be responsible for another kid for as long as I live. I've had my tubes removed to make absolutely sure there will never be an oops. My husband has known this since the beginning and also does not want children. His family situation is also not great, but he's still involved with them mostly for his mom and nephew's sake. About a month ago, sister-in-law was murdered by her ex, who unalived himself as well. The boys were visiting mother-in-law, so thankfully they weren't in the house when it happened. Otherwise, I think they would be gone too. It's horrific. Mother-in-law, the boys, and my husband are devastated. Sister-in-law was not my favorite person in the world. She had a lot of the same traits my abuser had, but nobody deserves that, and I'm trying to be supportive of their grief. The problem is that there's nowhere for the boys to go. They were staying with mother-in-law, but her health is so poor that DHR decided that she's not stable enough to have custody. Their father's family doesn't have anything to do with them, which is a long story by itself. My husband has a younger brother, but he has substance use issues and isn't in a good place to take on 2 kids. That leaves my husband and me as the only real family placement option. My husband isn't thrilled about bringing kids into the situation, but he feels like he has to keep them out of foster care, which I understand. Here's the problem. I absolutely do not want these kids living under the same roof as me. It's a PTSD trigger, but also they are understandably, for their situation, not the best behaved kids to start with. Add some hella trauma onto that, and those kids are going to need a lot of help. My husband swears that he will do everything for them, but I think he's being unrealistic. We got into a really nasty argument about it, and he said that this is a make or break moment for the marriage because he's not backing down and he'll take the kids and divorce me if he has to. Our house was mine before we got married. I inherited it from my grandmother. I insisted on a prenup to protect it when we got married. My husband has a health issue that makes full-time work difficult, and he struggled at the best of times before we got married. If we split up, his chances of finding an affordable place to live nearby in the current market are not good. He's not quite disabled enough to receive disability. Frankly, if I and the house weren't part of the bargain, I'm not sure that DHR would place the kids with him. Where I might be the asshole is that after he threw the D word at me, I told him that in that case, he would need to move out of my house because he would no longer be welcome, go back to working full-time because I wouldn't be bankrolling an ex, and good luck taking care of 2 traumatized kids with his health, much lower income, and without a stable housing. I think it hadn't occurred to him just how much he would lose access to, because we've always just shared without thinking about it. He's not speaking to me right now, and mother-in-law called me to read me the riot act for financial abuse and abandoning family. I feel for the nephews, I really do, but I am not the person those kids need right now, and I feel like I was really clear from the beginning that I would never be okay taking on kids or living with them. I think we're cooked either way at this point, but am I the asshole?
Holy, oh my God. I thought the last one was the craziest story I've ever heard. What is happening? Where are you finding all of these?
Lots of potential divorcees out there.
This is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This is like a no assholes here.
Yeah, I would agree.
I can't blame the guy.
I can't blame either
for
of them.
wanting to take in his nephews. Like if my brother-in-law, don't do it, Chris, murdered my sister, don't do it, Chris.
Jesus.
And for some reason we were the only people available. How could I not step up?
I know.
How could I not?
I know.
Oh my gosh. He just murdered her and then killed himself? Like, is this a movie? This is like an insanity plot to actually happen. And I'm like going through the whole story and I'm like, like, I don't blame you for having your PTSD and your own issues, and I'm not going to blame your
Also,
husband.
if you just didn't want kids, like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's also okay.
Well, I don't know. Like, is there a difference between just like not wanting to have kids and then like being such a heartless person that you're not willing to take
I
in
don't
the
think that's
only family?
heartless.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's a
I don't
difference
think that's
between like,
heartless, though.
there's a difference between like not wanting kids and then like, I don't know, like not helping,
I think it's
stepping
being
up.
self-aware that you're not going to be able to provide a good life for them. Like,
But what if you could? What if you could provide a good life for them,
But she's
but
saying
you
she
just
knows
don't
she
want kids?
can't.
Okay, but her situation is different. I'm just saying a normal person, they just don't want kids, but they have the means to provide a good life for their nephews, and you're the only family to support them. I think like there's a difference of I don't want to have kids, and you're the only person who could provide a decent life for them.
it's tough. Like, obviously that, like, there's a reason people are like kid free. So, and I don't know.
Some people well, it's us. I think at this
I
point
know.
we have made a choice that we think we want to be kid free, but if something happened to my sister or your sister or anything, there's a difference between us wanting to be kids free and then us not stepping up to help our family if they really needed it. If we were the only option, if we were the best option, like we could give them the best life possible, I think we would think differently about it. Like, yeah, we wanted to be kid free, but that's not how our life worked out. Like, I don't know.
I just don't think it's that easy though. Like,
For
that is
sure.
life altering. Like,
Absolutely.
your life going forward is completely different. Like, you didn't plan for this. Like,
your life was also different when your sister got murdered by her spouse.
Exactly.
Like you didn't plan for that to ever happen.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't have kids, that's trauma in itself. Life altering trauma without the kids being attached.
yeah, exactly.
It's craziness.
I know.
And then you add in the extra layer of if it wasn't for her, the Child Protective Services or DHS, DHR, what does that mean?
I don't know.
They wouldn't place the kids with you because you wouldn't be able to support them without your wife, who has actual trauma from everything. Department of Human Resources, Domestic Homicide Review.
Oh, probably that.
Probably that one.
Human resources.
When I first searched DHR, I got the Danair Corporation, American healthcare company. Oh my. Yeah, this is like Hacienda. I think we're cooked either way at this point, but
Yeah. That's the bottom line here. Like, I think the relationship is done either way because he already kind of, gave you an ultimatum. It's you or the kids.
yeah. I'm shooketh today. I am shooketh.
Top comment says, it seems obvious to me that your husband should take the boys and go live with your mother-in-law. The two of them will be able to take care of the boys between them. They can supplement each other's incomes and the kids will be safe. He's the one that brought up the D word. In your position, I would immediately speak with a divorce attorney and find out what your rights and responsibilities will be. Depending on where you live, you may have to pay a few years alimony, but perhaps not because he's the one leaving. But it is essential to know your rights. Either way, whether you cave and take the kids in, or he moves out, or the kids go into CPS custody, this marriage is probably done.
Yeah. This is sad.
That is sad.
This is sad.
So there's a couple edits. There are a lot of responses and I'm trying to get to them all. I'm taking a PTO day to deal with some of this and get myself back together. As a lot of you have said, there's no way back from this, and I think I'm going to go ahead and accept that now instead of dragging it out. The trust is gone. I made an appointment with a lawyer this morning, and from what I've read, an uncontested divorce could go pretty quickly and smoothly if we don't squabble over money. I don't have any interest in screwing him over, but I also won't be screwed over. I hate it. I wish this wasn't happening, but I've worked way too hard for a stable life to flush it down the toilet. I'm going to freeze my credit and lock down the accounts today in case he or mother-in-law gets ideas, and have the talk tonight. I'm also about to call the case manager contact at DHR and explain the situation so it's on record and they can start making a plan that doesn't include me as part of the equation. I'm debating how much help I'm going to continue providing. I will continue to help my husband while he lives here, but I was also doing a lot to help our mother-in-law with things her health makes difficult and to allow her to put her energy towards the kids right now, and I think that's going to stop since it's not appreciated and the relationship is over. As far as the whole looking after the family thing, I don't believe in family. Family has done more harm to me than anything else in this world and provided not a single benefit, so I don't put any value on blood or relations. I do what I can when I can for others, but I know in the same circumstances, none of these people would help me, either because they can't or just because they wouldn't care that much. So just spare me the whole, they're your family stuff, please. That word doesn't hit the same way for me that it does for you. I will update once I've talked to my husband and figure out a path forward. Thanks for the input, even if some of you think I'm a monster. So there's another edit that says, well, that was a rough night. TLDR, now he doesn't want to divorce and wants to figure something out. Of course, the stress of the whole situation is pushing him into a flare, so I'm giving him some grace, but I told him that we won't go back to exactly the way things were before the D word, now no matter what happens. I don't trust him. He needs to sit down with a social worker, look at the facts, and make a call on his own. I have the lawyer's recommendation for an amicable divorce filing. We can discuss if he decides on that route. His mom said some unforgivable things in her little tirade, so the things I was doing to help her stop. Whatever happens, I will make sure he has health insurance until he can make other arrangements. I would be willing to discuss all of this in counseling with him while we try to sort it out, but for now, one of us is moving into the spare room or he can stay with his mom. He's upset, but agreed. It's probably going to take some time to get a resolution, but I will try to post again down the road once the situation settles out.
Wow.
This was posted 3 days ago and no other updates.
Wow.
Nuts.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Literally.
But yeah, I would think it's over regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna have a tough time going forward. OP makes a lot of in-depth comments. Makes some comments about how evil shouldn't she be while being a caregiver, basically for a disabled partner, while paying for rehab and addictions and stuff. People apparently calling her evil. She's defending herself.
I don't think she's evil. We don't know.
I don't think
we didn't
so.
walk her in her shoes.
No, absolutely not. Sounds like she had a lot of familial abuse growing up, where she's like, family. The word family doesn't mean the same thing to me as it does with everybody else.
Yeah.
Holy. I'm shell shocked over here.
I know. I'm sorry. Those were like my two craziest ones.
Okay. Back to me.